going on, guys? Welcome to part 3 of the Iron Subdivision update. Today I'm going to talk about the major goals that I have planned for the layout in the next couple of months leading towards after New Year's. Talk maybe a little about a couple other things. Mainly what I want to show you is I started this new project about a couple of days ago. My buddy Mark, Nitro Mark, he had actually a great review on cleaning cars. So I loved it. Really, there really some nice stuff out there. Very expensive though. Well, especially for me, I really have no money. But as of right now, I have no money. But it's not. I'd rather spend the $150 on a dummy unit or stuff for the layout than on a cleaning car. So I decided to do a little experiment here, a little project for myself, since I have nothing really else to do until I start buying a little more stuff for the wiring. Decided to make my own cleaning car. Now, there's all different things you can do with this. Now, what I picked for this is an 027 car. I believe it's a K-line car. It's really light, really old. It's all plastic. Falls off the track all the time, unless you have 027 trains running. I normally use it when I do the Christmas layouts for my parish's Christmas fair. And so, that's mainly, other than that, I can't use it. So I really want to put this car to use. So, it's very light, as I say, so I'll get to that later. So I decided to make my own cleaning car. It's almost done. 99% of it's done, except very easy. Very, very easy. You see here I use wood glue. I have these pieces here. You probably use like almost like Jenga pieces for the game Jenga. And these little blocks here, and different cars. Oh, you don't also have to use these type of cars. You probably use a rugged rails. Something's cheap, guys. Like a MTH rugged rails, flat car, or and just do a different corner size. For this, I found these blocks and I put two of them like this together, glue them together with glue over there, and glue them into here underneath. Okay, it's just enough room on here for the felt or the cleaning cloths I'll be using. This is probably an example. Maybe I'll use this for the first time. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do this. I can't glue them because they have to be changed all the time. And I also want to try to figure out a way that I can stick them on without it getting stuck on the tracks. So we'll figure out a way for that. But basically, what I'm going to do is have it like this. Okay, take one of these, have two of them here. One dry, one let this be wet, another one will be dry. So and the wet one will be alcohol, cleaning alcohol, regular rubbing alcohol. Works great, and that's just to clean the tracks constantly full of dirt and everything. Of course, there's tons and tons of ways you can clean track. Okay, and so that's one of the ways. And so I had the batteries here. I'll put it for now, but just for weight wise, I'm gonna buy weights, stuff you get for like derby cars, for scouts and all that. Some weights just to hold it down because it's all plastic. It's really garbage, because of everything else here. Because it's just, maybe not really garbage. I shouldn't say garbage. That was a bad word. Sorry, but it's just cheap because it'll just fall off the track, and it always does. So I'll show you what it looks like on the rails. Okay, so this looks like on the track. It is about 3 millimeters above the rail, that wooden block. So they actually fit perfect, and that's what they want. That's why you can have these felts that fit right under there, and they will fit. And that way, there's enough pressure there to hold for the stuff to glide all across the rails. So when it's done, we'll see it work. And if it works, I'll probably save about $200, guys. Alright, you guys can do this. You can probably do it HO trains, N scale, whatever. Alright, this is one of the little projects to try to do, save money. And if it works, man, that's going to be awesome. Alright, so let's go to all the stuff with the goals. So let's see that later on. Okay, look at my spot here. Alright, so that's pretty much it for now with this layout here. Some goals. Plenty of stuff, guys. Plenty of stuff. I got scenery. That's probably the biggest thing. A lot more trees on the mountains got to go on here. A lot more greenery. Need water for the river here. Still don't have a name for that. I'll figure it out. You know me. What else do we have here? Trees. Again, thank my buddies. You know, Danny, Rob, Will. They gave me so many tips and stuff for Scenic Express, and I have a list about a page long, and I already gave it to my parents and said, here, online, go check it out. You know. But we're gonna try to find some stuff at the train show. I always save money for the train show. Speaking of train shows, there are far coming to my area, probably your area too, and Raritan Center in Edison, New Jersey, and in Somerset, New Jersey. Let's see. Okay, Thanksgiving weekend. It's the Greenberg show. That's Greenberg's show that weekend. I believe the 28th to 29th. I'm not sure. It's one of those, but Thanksgiving weekend, day after Black Friday. That's the Greenberg show at the Raritan Center. The next one is in January. That's a Somerset. I believe it's January 16th. I'm not sure. It's mid-January somewhere. And that's a Somerset, New Jersey. It's Somerset Center there. And the next one's in February, which is the World's Greatest Hobby on Tour, which is one of the greatest shows I ever went to. It's awesome. And it comes like almost every 5 years or something like that. And I have a bunch of videos from that. I probably have about almost 45 minutes of rail fanning footage on the layouts. Really cool show. That's actually the weekend of my birthday, February 26th and 27th. February 27th is my birthday, so you know what that means, right? Exactly. Presents. March is Greenberg show. That's in Raritan Center. That's around mid-March. So there's 4 shows coming up in a nice 5-month span. So, you know, I should have plenty of time and money to start really catching up with this layout. Again, more wiring has to be done. Signals, I talked about signal stuff already. The scenery stuff, you know, I mean, we talk about the flower, the flower vine set, the super trees, everything, the water, all that stuff, you know. And you know, I'm actually doing a lot of stuff for Christmas. Maybe more rolling stock here and there, trying to catch up. My real plan is really just get the layout completed as much as I can. I always collect trains, you know. Sometimes you get a little bored with that stuff, you know. Sometimes you want some new stuff, you know. I need some more stuff to weather. I'm like going like almost senile. It's not good weather. There you go. I finally figured it out. I had to redo some of the rolling bearings on the engines, and I decided to do weather some of the wheels. So I was wondering why a lot of stuff was sparking, and that was why. Almost, you know, I didn't know. I usually should be checking all the time, but you know, so I figured that, did that one. I gotta do the Conrail one. That's next. What you call it? What else? Again, like let's say this car works, this cleaning car. I should be using it as a weekly thing, once a week, clean the track. You know, even not running the train, you still got dust and all that stuff you want to get rid of. So, let's see what happens with that. And if that works, that'd be awesome. What else? What else? And maybe a month I'll clean, like stroke with my actual hands and really get into the track and really clean them. You know, that's another thing. That's fun. That's cool. But like the city scene, the tunnel over here. I mean, the tunnel's made where I can't. Where I could reach each side, like one side here, one side there, into the tunnel. That's the reason why it's that small. Otherwise, I would have gone maybe halfway around. But you know, so who cares? Cool. So guys, that's about it. That wraps it up for an update. I'm hoping to get maybe a couple more things done for Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, I'll show you the stuff that I bought. Hopefully, some cool stuff. I'm sure it will be. Just praying everything's there that I want to get, and that's really it. I just recently, I think I have about 107 subscribers. I actually passed the 100 mark. Very happy with that. You know, thank all you guys. Really, you guys are the greatest. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, forget it. So, again, happy Halloween. Happy Election Day. Go vote. And God bless. And I'll see you guys very soon. I'll do some run-by videos. And maybe I'll have a little surprises here and there as far as sound goes. So, you guys check that out. Alright? So, happy rail fanning and full steam ahead for this layout. In this update, I'm Joe. Take care. Have a good week.
Authentic turntable from the 1880s. Then we'll visit a Kansas City couple who've included a turntable on their unique O-scale model train layout. And later, we'll give you some information and tips for adding a turntable and roundhouse to your layout. Hi everybody, welcome to Working on the Railroad. I'm Chris Pianelli.
I'm designed to turn the steam locomotive around so it can travel in the opposite direction. They're a fundamental part of a roundhouse, however, because without a turntable you basically can't get locomotives out of the roundhouse. So every roundhouse needs at least one turntable. The primary purpose of a roundhouse was really as a maintenance facility. The railroad depends on locomotives to move goods around. Locomotives, like any complex machine, need all kind of maintenance, some of it fairly minor, some of it fairly fundamental, but some of it fairly extensive. And roundhouses provided a facility to do all that kind of work.
With his husband and wife team have created this superbly detailed turntable and roundhouse.
My layout is the Hinton Division of the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad from the late 40s or early 50s.
This is Jim Udaly, who models an O-scale railroad, which is about 1/4 inch to the foot scale. He says the larger scale gives him a couple of big advantages.
It's large enough to see, and it's a lot easier to build because the tolerances aren't quite so small.
Here's one impressive feature where tolerances do matter. Jim is modeling an actual turntable and roundhouse that's operated on a real railroad in West Virginia.
The turntable's been on the railroad for several years. The one at Hinton services a 17-stall roundhouse and has 5 outside tracks.
Well, as you said, we're going to talk about adding a turntable and a roundhouse, or basically an entire engine servicing facility, to a model railroad. You can add this type of thing to any model railroad, but we're adding it today to our modular layout that we've got set up here.
And we've created ours by assembling these highly prefabricated kits from Atlas.
That's right. We're using the Atlas roundhouse kit. It's a 3-stall roundhouse, and it's a wonderful kit. It goes together very well. It includes these pre-colored plastic pieces. Okay, so what we have here is basically this is called an engine servicing terminal. It would be a place where locomotives would come to have work done on them, whether it's minor maintenance work. We don't have heavier back shop types of things that would completely tear a locomotive down and start over again. But this is could be a locomotive servicing facility on just about any model railroad.
Oh, let's show how it works.
Okay. We have our system wired here for DCC, so you can take the throttle if you want. You can run the locomotive onto the turntable.
You trust me?
Yeah, I trust you.
Now, this locomotive is a really nice locomotive, and the way you can tell, it's got excellent slow-running characteristics.
Okay, so Chris, you put it on the turntable now, so you can actually take them apart and put them back together again. But when you put them together, you wind up with a seam, as you can see here. And then also, in order to make the sections connect properly, you need this little connector piece of track. You can see we have a
Talk about modules.
Regular sectional track that's
modular layouts
in there. And so what we're going to show now is how to take and hide that seam once you've connected your modules.
Make it look as one.
Yeah, make it look as one. So first we're going to start by taking and putting ballast down to fit. Spritz this.
It sort of enhances the capillary action of glue.
Right, so that the glue will just get in there and
get down in there. Houses has never been easier. For more information, go to our website, DIYnetwork.com. On behalf of David Pop, I'm Chris Chianelli. Thanks for joining us on Working on the Railroad. We'll see you next time.